I truly believe that the horror genre is the genre of basically the last frontier for an imagination, because the sky is the limit when it comes to horror. You can't really say that about any other series, because here's the thing, okay? Take any other series deeper into one direction too much, it becomes less of what it is pertaining to be and starts becoming horror. Like, sure, with comedy, you can have a few jump scares because it could be funny, depending on the situation. However, if that situation becomes a bit more dire, then it goes from being comedy, then being drama. And then, if that situation becomes more dire, and of course, if you start adding elements of suspense, it becomes thriller. But the minute you start adding stuff like gore and just abnormal shit, I can't think of a damn word to say for that, but then that becomes horror. And if you really think about it, everything leads into the horror genre, which is probably why the horror genre has such a unique array of movies, books, and manga. Also music, too. Yeah, there's horror music. And I ain't talking about music that's played on Halloween, either. I'm talking about bands, rappers, musicians, all in general, where their whole entire scope is just settled around horror. Speaking of books, especially mangas, I'll be honest, I don't know a lot of horror mangas. Actually, I came across like a top 10 list of like horror mangas that you should read before the world ends, or some BS it was. But anyways, the only two that I know for a fact that is on everyone's list of horror mangakas that you should check out their works, definitely check out their fucking works, is Kazuo Umezu and Junji Ito. Now, out of those two, we're going to talk about one of the most popular works by Kazuo Umezu that won a Shogakukan award back in like the 1970s, I believe, for The Drifting Classroom, a story about youth. Basically, from my understanding, and I'm just going off of what I read from the first volume, hence the title of this fucking video, if you haven't guessed, that this feels like a Lord of the Flies situation, Granted, yeah, there are a ton of adults, that are in the same predicament as the children, but I get the feeling that the adults will start dwindling one by one, and they'll be the children to basically come up with their own version of a new society. That's what I'm thinking is going to be happening here. Now, please don't go to the comments and tell me that I'm right. Don't. I want to be wrong. I'm hoping that's not the case, that this isn't just a remixed version of Lord of the Flies. I'm really hoping that there's going to be something different than what Lord of the Flies was. Something, I'm not looking for astronomically different, but just different. So what is this story about? Okay, here's the quick rundown. The story's about Sho, who is a young boy that got an argument with his mother, goes to school, the school disappears into another dimension, and Sho and the mother both regret having their argument with each other. That's it. That is the foundation of this story. Kid argues with his mom, goes to school, and never comes home. Might seem like the best fucking thing ever for the parent, but yeah, no. And you know what? I'm not mad at Sho for what he said to his mother. I'm actually more mad at the mother for what she said to Sho, because here's the thing. She's the adult, and she should have handled this situation a lot more better than what she did. Plus, she kind of led Sho to believe that, like, he was too old to be getting more toys, but then she left a gift inside of his backpack, which, of course, Sho was like, nah, fuck this, I don't want this gift. And after you've been berating me and shit, he tossed that shit right in the fucking trash. No, she could have easily just handed him the gift, been like, here's that toy you fucking wanted, and Sho could easily been, aw, thank you, Mom. I got you a pocket watch, but I kind of dropped it on my way home, and this fucking dickhead ran over. Yeah. I still don't understand why Sho didn't pick up the goddamn pocket watch and showed his mother, like, hey, look, I'm sorry, look, I bought you this, and I know it's fucked up, but yeah. That way, even if it's broken, his mother would realize, oh, he saved up all his money to buy his mother something. But no, these two had a fucking sibling quarrel right before Sho had to go to school. And the mother did the one thing that, now, mind you, I ain't a parent, okay? But I heard that this is the one thing that you should never do. And that is, if a child says, I hate you, you're not supposed to be the one that goes, yeah, well, I hate you too. You're not supposed to get on the kid's level. You're supposed to be above their fucking level. You're supposed to know that the kid's just saying that to get a rise. And it worked. This stupid bitch rose up and did exactly that. Did the I hate you too. Well, they didn't really say I hate each other. It was more like, I never want to live here. Fine. I don't care if you ever come home. It was that whole debacle. And man, if this manga was made today, woo boy. I don't think publishers would publish some of the shit that this series does, from what I've been seeing from just the first volume. Granted, maybe online publishing, since that seems like it gets away with a lot more shit than physical publishing does nowadays. And if I were to hand you this book and told you, hey, read this, they'd be like, alright, what demographic do you think this is for? And you'd probably be like, adults. Yep, this shit's for fucking adults. Nope. This shit ran in Weekly Shounen Sunday. Yeah, it was a weekly fucking manga that ran in a shonen demographic. But does that really surprise you? Does it? Not me, however. When I saw that, I was like, okay, you know what? I don't even know where Japan draws the line anymore. And considering that this was made during the 70s, of course, the time period then and time period now is going to be drastically different. Not to mention, a lot of people tend to forget that the shonen genre is not just aimed at like 10, 11, 12-year-olds. It's aimed from the ages of, and I might be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct, from the ages of, I want to say, about 12 all the way up to like 20. But here's the other thing too. A lot of diverse individuals honed in onto the shonen demographic, which is probably why shonen manga are some of the highest selling series that Japan ever puts out. And so with that being said, what do you guys think of The Drifting Classroom Volume 1? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you'd be so kind to give this video a thumbs up, that way it can become more accessible in the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to the channel if you like the content that you see. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell. Make sure the bell is a ring-a-ding-dinging. That way you'll know when I put out another video. And if you want to follow me on any sort of social media platform, just do so once you see the credits after I say goodbye.